And men, this is for you. Here's what you can learn, real time, real love tips that you can learn from The Bachelorette and Bachelor in Paradise. Here are 8 tips for you that you might give some major consideration to because women really do want these. If we're just meeting, I'm Tamara, your dating coach at True Connection, and I help men who are starting over after loss or divorce find there's someone special and find love again. We have 8 tips to go over, and the last one's probably the most important, the one that it happens repeatedly on the shows. So if you watch these, you really enjoy these. There's a ton of entertainment value, a ton of drama, but there's also reality mixed in there. These are real people really looking for love. And so here are some of the things that the women want. Number 1, they want affection. They want you to demonstrate that you think of them as more as an intriguing female, someone interesting, because after all, affection is the one determining factor that separates us friends and more than friends. So they're talking about little gestures. So forms of affection that women are interested in is maybe a hand on their arm, a hand on their leg, a hug, a kiss on the cheek, or a guiding hand as you walk through the room, or helping them on with their coat. And those are all little romantic gestures that not only demonstrate your interest in them, but also show that you're a gentleman. You see that on the show a lot too, right? That women really want a gentleman, and how you show affection really shows if you have that quality, because you're not grabbing them, you're not making out with them on the first date. You really are honoring them as a woman and helping them decide too, do I want to make out with them later? Yes, because they're a gentleman. They're treating me with respect. It makes a big difference. So affection is number 1. These are not in order of priority, but I am saving the biggest one for last. Number 2, they want quality time with you. The women say that all the time on the show. And even if it's not one of their 5 love languages, they still need quality time with you. Quality time means uninterrupted time, just the 2 of you, no distractions. You're not on your phone, you're not watching a movie, you're not out with other people. So that is lovely time together, right? Any car ride, double date with another couple, watching a movie cuddled up, but you have to make it quality time. So that means you sitting and talking, you out to dinner, you wandering through an exhibit together, you camping, hiking, kayaking. There's a million ways that you can show that you are into her, you are listening to her, you are in the moment and present with her, you don't have any distractions. For example, if you were volunteering together, that is a really magical bonding experience, but it's not quality time. It's important to know the difference because you need to have quality time in there regularly. And if one of her love languages is quality time, you have to do it even more regularly. Do you have room in your life for her? She's not only going to be wondering if you have room and time in your life for her, but she needs to see you demonstrate it. So like on the shows, like in Bachelor in Paradise, she's watching how much time does he spend with the boys? How much time is he spending with the other couples? How much time is he spending with her taking a nap? That's really nice, lovely affection time, but that's not quality time. You're not talking, getting to know each other. So how much time is the man spending to get to know her? How much time is he devoting to talking about their interests, hobbies, families, values, beliefs, goals, and what their future plans are? Right? They said that repeatedly. They're spending too much time with the guys. It amazes me every single time how often they say, we haven't had any real conversations yet. And then Jesse or Chris would say, you know, tonight's the night where you need to get into those really deep conversations. And I'm thinking, how have you not talked about what you want to do after this? And if you're interested in marriage, what your long-term goals are, how many children you want. Or maybe they've talked about children, but not where they want to live. Where you want to live could be a deal breaker. Why have you not talked about that? So what you choose to talk about can really make a difference too. So making time for her to have important conversations, making time to just play, get to know each other, have frivolous fun, have meaningful conversation, meaningful time. Okay, it's got to be that balance of quality time, other time, time apart, time to develop, time for other spiritual interests, hobbies, things like that. But she needs to know, if you get to the point where you really like someone, is she a priority? And that's really tough to establish on Bachelor in Paradise or Bachelorette or Bachelor, because they're dating so many other people. But in Bachelor in Paradise, you really can choose one person, right? So we had a couple that chose each other right from the jump, right together, bam. They did say they just wanted to be together. They did say they were in love. They did say they didn't want to date other people. And so that balance really was there between friends and deciding to be an exclusive couple. Are you definitive in how you say, think, and feel things? A woman's looking level 1 safety, right? If you're looking at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, safety is number 1. A woman is assessing, and there is a comfort level on this show, right? Nothing dangerous is going to happen on this show, but this is primal. This is built in. A woman is still looking for those signs, even though logically she knows, yep, they've been scoped out. They've had the psychological testing, background checks, etc. Am I safe with him? So physically safe, yes. Okay, I know that for a fact in that situation. But in real life, she's wondering when you first meet, yes, you've talked on the phone. Yes, you've chatted maybe. If you're on a blind date, your friends have told you a fair amount about this person. But she's thinking, first of all, am I physically safe? And then after that, she's assessing all the other types of safety. Is he going to protect? Like, what are his protective instincts like? Is he going to provide? Do I have safety with him and that he's going to tell me the truth and honor our relationship, whatever stage we're at? Safety is really pivotal. And for the reality of dating in real life, it's number 1. She's assessing safety until she feels like she doesn't have to assess it anymore. If she's smart, she's not driving with you, not getting in your car until you're exclusive. She's not going on a weekend getaway with you. There's all these things that you both need to do to protect your own safety, because of course your safety is just as important. And there's crazy women out there. Not only am I saying it, but you know it. So look out for your safety too. Do not be putting her in your car, telling her where you live, where your kids go to school, and taking her home until you really feel safe and you're in an exclusive relationship. Do you know what you need and want? This goes along with the safety. When she sees that you are confident, that then reinforces I am safe with him because he does know what he wants and needs. He isn't going to just suddenly leave me, disappear, cheat on me, all the other things that happen with when people get confused. They go off in all different directions. And you see that happening on the show too, right? That's what makes it interesting. People actually come on the show not knowing what they want, which is a shame because unfortunately the Bachelor or Bachelorette doesn't have time to figure out, because they don't know this person well enough to assess it. Do they know what they need and want? Because of course, if the person didn't know what they needed and wanted, they would exit them from the show. So it's a shame the producers put them on there, but it does add that dramatic flair that most people love. So once she discovers that you do know what you need and want, she gets excited because then whatever you tell her, she can believe. Whatever you say that you want, you can start making plans. Whatever you say that you need, she knows if I don't meet these needs, we're done, right? By definition, a need is if you don't have them, these are deal breakers. If either one of us don't have these, we're done. And that's only fair, and that's honoring your code to yourself. You see all this happening on the show all the time, but in real life, a woman wants to know and build her confidence in you through your confidence in yourself. That's why I always say in the Dating to Connection program and in all my videos, my social media, you need a needs list and a deal breaker list. A wants list is just for laughs, just for fun. Do you really care if she doesn't hike? Do you really care if she doesn't want to skydive someday? I mean, a deal breaker would be something like spirituality, children, location, things like that. Okay, you need a deal breaker list and a needs list, because if she doesn't meet these, you're done. So make the list, and then as you date, revisit the lists, because those can change and evolve over time. Certainly my needs and deal breakers list is different than in my 20s. I'm in a different stage in life, right? We're not talking as much about children. We're not talking about where we want to raise our kids and what school district. We're talking about retirement. Where do we want to settle together? Where do we want to live? Be honest. So in this show, this is really tricky because as you progress in Bachelor in Paradise, for instance, other people are arriving on the beach. So you have lots of male and females to choose from. You may also want to know your partner, your love interest, your crush's sexuality, which Might not be easy to ask. It still really isn't something that we ask each other. But if you are someone that has an interest to both genders, it's your responsibility to tell the other person, right? The last thing a contestant wants and the last thing somebody wants in real life is for someone to walk down the beach of the opposite gender and blow their mind and then they're off with someone else. That's a double blow because they didn't know you had an interest in the other gender and they didn't know that you were still interested in dating other people. So say what you want, right? You've got to be honest. Say if you want to date other people still, and say what your love interest is if you are open to fluid relationships or both genders, how you identify. So be honest. They are looking for that. They're looking at consistency in your word. Do you mean what you say? Do you say what you mean? This is extremely important. This is, again, back to the safety thing. Can I count on him to know what he wants and needs, to say it, claim that situation and behavior, and then execute it? Is he going to do what he says he wants? Is he going to do what he said he was going to do? So don't ask for a woman to be in an exclusive relationship with you if you're truly not ready. If you don't know her well enough, wait and make it a special moment and tell her you want her to be exclusive with you once you are certain you have enough information to make that assessment. Are you really good together that you want to just date each other? So there are no surprises. Because if you wait and someone else does come down the beach, or you do get approached online, or you meet someone in person, or you get a blind date, you can honestly meet them and have that arrangement and get to know multiple people at once, and you don't lose that first person. But if you ask for exclusivity too soon and someone else comes along and your interest is sparked, you do lose that first person. Just be honest with where you're at. Do you want to date other people? The rule is, unless someone asks you to be exclusive, she might ask you, but women really do want you to ask her. Okay, so let's say you haven't asked her yet. The assumption needs to be we are not in an exclusive relationship because we haven't said it. The actual words need to be said. If you want her all to yourself, you do need to ask her to be exclusive. The mistake they make on Dating in Paradise is no words of any kind are said. People go out on these dates and then other people are hurt and jealous and whatever. Okay, that's all normal. Those are all normal feelings. But you can't be upset at the other person for going on another date when you're not exclusive. They have every reason to want to go out on another date. You haven't said the words. You haven't had that special moment together where you declare, I really want to be just yours. I want you all to myself. Never assume, ever, never assume you have exclusivity when the words haven't been said. One person needs to specifically ask the other one, I want to date just you. I want to date you exclusively. I want you to be my girlfriend. And yes, it's so romantic that women still really want you to be the one to do that. You might get a pleasant surprise and they'll do it. But if you want it to happen and it hasn't happened, she hasn't said anything, she hasn't mentioned anything, you're going to just ask her. It can be a really lovely, romantic, delicious moment. Another thing that hasn't come up on the show, which kind of surprises me, there must be some sort of just natural boundary setting, and I'm really proud of everyone for doing this, but there's never jealousy between the male contestants and female contestants, or female to female, male to male, mixing with jealousy on the other. So if a woman is hanging out with a group of guys, for example, the guy that she has a crush on that I remember has never been jealous yet of her hanging out with all these guys. I think they really do a fabulous job of building relationships with each other, that they just aren't worried about someone else on the beach stealing their person, even though it ends up happening that way. They just evolve. There's no stealing. It just evolves into them being drawn to someone else. I find that really fascinating, and I think that's super cool because in real life, men and women do have friends that are members of the gender group they're attracted to, right? But there is jealousy that comes in. So it's interesting it doesn't come into play on the show, but it does in real life. So if you want me to do another video on that, let me know in the comments. But that is a really cool thing that doesn't happen on the show that I think is fantastic. With the amount of time they all spend together, they're walking around with barely any clothes on. How does this not happen? Where these two are together and these two are together and then these two are drawn together. It just doesn't really happen. It's great, but astonishing. The last one, and this is the big one, they want you to be bold. The women want you to communicate, be honest, right? We already talked about that one, but they want you to be bold. How do you feel about them? They're always wondering, how do you feel? Where are we at? Where are we going? I shared a lot with you last night. Do you feel the same way about me today? Are we getting closer? Are we growing apart? What if someone else comes on the show? What's going to happen to us? Because those are all real life worries too. Everyone's walking into this show with their real life baggage backpack on. It has nothing to do with this being reality TV. And some of their baggage has been from other, shows they've been on in the franchise. But in real life, they've been hurt from the show or another situation, just like the rest of us. They're bringing all of that with them. And hopefully, as we've seen with some of the people that have really come around and changed their tune since their first appearance on a Bachelor Paradise show, they've done the work, they've done the therapy. So anytime we put stuff in our backpack, we always have the option of taking it out, dealing with it, working on it, so we are healthier for the next person. So be bold. That women always say be bold. If I had a nickel every time somebody said, I wish you would be bold, I wish you would say how he felt. And this is behavior and words. Actions and words have to match. That's the biggest red flag, if you ask me. In my opinion, the biggest red flag is actions and words not matching. I say how I feel and then I do this. I do this and then I tell you something else. Be bold with your actions. Come get me. Come talk to me. Text me. Call me. Ask me out. And this has to be persistent and consistent, right? Because the girl wants to know. He does still feel this way about me. Our feelings are growing. We're good. We're okay. This is not creepy level and this is not smothering level, because a confident man who's secure in himself and what he has to offer would never come across as smothering. So it's texting a couple types of day in real life. It's making sure you have your next date planned. If you have something special in mind for a holiday, then you're planning something maybe 2-3 weeks in advance. Planning something 2 or 3 weeks in advance and making sure you get on her calendar for 4th of July or a Christmas holiday or New Year's Eve is sending a message. A holiday is meaningful and you want to be the one on her calendar. That's being bold. You are taking her someplace special. She said to you that she wants to really try axe throwing. She's never done it. So that's your next date. She knows you're listening, you're paying attention, you're inquisitive about her interests, and you remember and you plan it. You take all the steps. That's being bold. Saying how you feel. I have such a crush on you. I'm falling for you. I'm so into you. I'm so glad that I met you. None of those are I love you, because if you say I love you too soon, when she knows it isn't true, she knows it isn't true, it's too early and you've lost her. You've lost trust. You've lost that sense of safety, that bubble that you've built together. It's gone. But you can say loads of other things to let her know you're really crushing on her. You can't wait to see her, how much you enjoyed your date, how you can't wait for the next date, right? You're not dating every day. Again, that's smothering, but you are seeing each other consistently. And eventually you'll get to days where you see each other every Wednesday and Thursday, or you spend every Monday, Wednesday in the week, days on the weekend together as much as you can. You get to that point of you having a pattern. That's a sign of approaching exclusivity. That's a sign you're getting closer, that you are devoting and creating time in your schedule for her and your new relationship. Your words and your actions are matching. So these are all really good signs. Just like they create on the show, you've got to demonstrate how you feel. Be bold. The women say it all the time because it's that big of a deal. Step forward. And what they want to feel like is you are going to lead, you are going to pursue, you're going to be consistent, honest, your words and actions will match. They want to be the woman. They want you to take that masculine role. A woman that you meet that's willing to take the masculine role right away, there's 2 possibilities there. One is that she's dated other men that were nice guys and not willing to take on the masculine role, and she's just automatically assuming it because she's afraid you're one of those guys, but it's not maybe her. Okay, so don't let her go, because I know the second you meet a masculine woman who's taking on that masculine energy, that masculine role, you're like, I don't want that. I want to be the man. You be the woman. I want to be the man. She might be doing it subconsciously because that's what she's been forced into with the other men that she's chosen. Second reason, she really wants to do it. She's going to treat you like her child. She's going to take on the mother role. She's going to be controlling, manipulative, and you don't want that. So you're going to have to decide which of those two situations it really is, because she does want, if she's a quality woman, relationship-minded, and wants a long-term partnership with you, not this mother-child thing, she is going to be able to answer your question. If you're kind of wondering, like, what her last relationships have been like, she'll be able to answer you, and you'll be able to assess it. Because when you basically tell a woman that she can shed her masculine energy and that you will take on that masculine energy in the relationship, a woman that's loving and wants a partnership is going to go, oh my, she's going to melt, be so excited, so relieved, so thrilled that you're going to take the reins and that she can be a woman and you can be a man. That's in itself a huge romantic moment. She will love that. That's 8 things that you can take from the show, and now you'll never see it the same way, because whatever version of Bachelor franchise that you watch, you're going to see, and yes, I know, a lot of you want the exact same things. You want her to be the woman so you can be the man. You want affection, declaration. You would like her to be bold sometimes too. You want her to plan dates sometimes too. You want her to be honest and consistent and know what she wants and needs. You have all these same feelings. I know you do. And that's really important. That's the partnership, the magic, the loving long-term relationship that you hope for. So in Dating to Connection, we do all this work. That's the name of my flagship program, because if you are stuck in a cycle of dating the wrong women and you're so tired of wasting years and money dating these wrong women, then you really do need a program. That's what a coach is for. It's to save you time and money, because you want her now, don't you? A year from now, how are you going to feel you're in the same situation when you could have taken a program to resolve whatever it is that's in the way? Because you're amazing. Come on. You know you're amazing. You're a quality guy. Why aren't you matched up with the right women? There is a reason. And until you do the work, this isn't therapy, this is coaching. Until you do the work, you're going to be stuck in that same bubble. You're going to be attracting the same kind of women. And not only that, you're going to be attracted to the same kind of women. So I'm here for you, right? We can do one-on-one coaching, but my Dating to Connection program is really what's going to get you to her the quickest. Talk to you soon, guys. Can't wait to work with you and speak with you. And have fun watching those shows, because you're never going to see them the same way. Talk to you soon.